Video you're getting ready to watch is us putting a first ride on a filly here using the driving lines. It's not the only technique I use, but it is a technique that's very effective. And we work on getting forward motion, left and right turn, and stop, and getting her to accept a rider on her back. I think you'll find it very interesting. This is just for me been a big part of my career. You know, I've either been the guy that you bring your horse to first, or I'm the last guy you bring the horse to. So we either get horses that need problems, quote problems fixed, or we get to have a clean slate to start with, and you're going to see a clean slate and how we can set the stage to build on from this very first ride that I think is a very effective way, and it's a safe way, you know, that allows me to get these horses to feel like they're broke when you get on them the first time. So any horse is going to be happy if you've got them turned completely loose. You're not asking anything of them. They're going to look like they're broke. They're going to look quiet and moving around, but you take a hold of one of them or you get your legs involved and they're not used to it, they're in a spot where they're in trouble. So this is a way to let me ease into a pressure situation, to give the horse an opportunity to feel what it's going to feel like in the real world when somebody pulls on them harder than they think they need to be pulled on, when somebody, and then when they can accept that in a willing, soft attitude. Now we've got something that we can open the door and go outside and we can do whatever we want to do on, because the horse has got some tools in their box, so to speak, that they can handle what comes up there on their back when it's less than perfect. Because the fact is, none of us are going to be perfect up there. We're all going to make mistakes. I've made a bazillion. Any mistake that you possibly can make, I've made it. And you know, this is what I've come to realize is a safe, effective way to get these horses comfortable doing a job that they wouldn't have. They didn't ask to have a saddle put on them. They didn't ask to have a bridle put on them. That was our idea. So I'm helping this horse, I believe, to find a way that is easy and acceptable, one that they're comfortable in and we're comfortable and safe in as well. So hope you enjoy that. If you like the content we're putting out, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. I'm here with a 2-year-old that this is the first time I will have worked her in these driving lines, and I'm wanting Jonathan to ride her. So what I'm looking for is what do I need to see in this horse so that it's safe for Jonathan to ride. One, I've got to have willing forward motion. I've got to be able to turn her left and right. I've got to be able to stop her. And if I've got those 3 things, then I can do what I need to do. And so now then, you know, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for willing forward motion. So I'm going to start off by asking for forward motion here right now. And she's got to go forward without any hesitation for me. Now, as she went forward, you see, right now, she is trying to find some relief, what I call behind the bridle. So there, she picked her head up. So when she picked her head up, I let her feel release. When she pushes down, I'm asking for more forward motion, and I'm letting her stay in that steady rhythm so that she can find relief right there. With her head up a little bit, she's looking out through the bridle, she's going to be a lot easier to control left and right. If she's looking behind, if she's behind the bit and looking down at the ground, she's just going to get all balled up right there. And if I let her get balled up and stay there like that, she's not going to let us control where she goes very easily anyway. And I don't want to have to pull on her, you know, very hard to control her. So I'm looking for a body posture that's like it is right now. She's up, she's looking out through the bridle, and she's in a good frame of mind. She's not trying to avoid that bit. She's not trying to avoid anything. I'm not asking anything of her, and she's standing there quietly. Okay, so now I'm going to ask for forward motion again. Remember, I got to have good forward motion. I like that. She's coming around to the left real nice there, except for when she started moving, she started putting that nose way down and getting behind the bit again. When I see her get behind the bit, I need more forward motion. That gives me an opportunity to watch. So when she picks her head up, I can let her feel more release right there. Okay, I'm going to ask for forward motion again here. Now I need to be able to turn her left and right. So I'm going to ask her to go right here. I just did that by gently taking the slack out of the right bridle rein and letting slack come into the left one. And she's pushing down on the bit. She's trying to get behind the bit again. So I need more forward motion. Get her head picked up. Let her feel that right bridle rein so she comes back to the right. I need more forward motion. More forward, more forward. If she's going forward willingly, then we're going to have a pretty good chance of having a nice outcome. I've asked her to turn left here, and she's obviously coming to the right. So I'm going to just help her around to the left. She's in complete release right there. When a horse does what I want them to do, they need to feel complete release from any tension from me, from my hands on their drive line there. She needs to feel complete freedom. But I need for her to be real willing to go right, real willing to go left. When I'm asking her to go left, she's balling up, wanting to get behind a bit. When she balls up and gets behind a bit, my fix for that is forward motion. Right there, she's a little bit behind a bit. So I ask for more forward. There she's up. She's in complete freedom. I'm not pulling very hard at all on these lines. If I pull hard enough to stretch a weak rubber band, that's about all the tension I'm going to put on these lines. If I pull too hard, the horse can't find that feel. So it's a real light pull. I'm asking her to turn right here. She's balled up, she's behind a bit, so I need forward motion. You see her all bound up there, sticking her chin down on her chest. When she picked her chin up and she stepped around to the right there, she's behind a bit again. There she's up and doing fine. So I'm looking for that opportunity for her. That's what I want right there. See her going forward, listening to me. I'm going to ask her to turn left here. There we go. So I said I needed good forward motion, I needed left and right, and I needed to be able to stop her without an argument. So I'm going back to getting that good forward motion because I've got to have good forward motion to get a good stop. I'm going to ask her to stop here. I asked her by just barely taking the slack out of the right bridle rein and holding there and wait. And when she stopped her feet, she was in complete release right there. Now, she's hiding out down there behind the bit right now, and I don't particularly like that. So I'm gonna ask for forward motion again. Just get forward. Just get forward. Nice. Her head come up. I'm going to ask her to stop again. So I'll just I quit moving. She took the slack out of the line. She's stopping real easy. They don't all stop this easy. Sometimes you've got to wait there a little bit longer. But when they do stop, it's important to sit there and do nothing. So I'm going to bring the life up again. Just get going forward. Forward. Let's go to the right here. Pushing up into that line. There she turned right real easy, so I went with it. I'm going to go left here. She's pushing on that bit. She's looking the wrong way. She's searching for the answer. She's searching for relief, but she doesn't know at this point where it is. I do, but she doesn't. So I'm going to just wait here. Wait for her to find it. Forward. Forward's going to be the fix, and to the left. That pawing there was just a little bit of frustration because she wasn't finding any relief from my hands because she wasn't trying. So I had to do enough to get her going forward again. When she wanted to paw again right there, I just tapped her gently on the side there with that line. Get that nice free flowing. Now she's in freedom. I'm going to get her stopped right here. That time she didn't stop. She ran into the bit. She took herself up in there harder on it than she needed to. I'm looking for her to step back with her feet. She ran into my hands and she was pushing on my hands. So what I did was I just waited there until she took a step back and she found freedom in that step back. She gets a little bit frustrated about not moving, so I'll send her forward here. Become a little more interesting to her. Give her somewhere to go. You gotta have that good forward motion. Just turn right here. She's gonna grab that bit and just push to the left at first, but then she said, oh, I remember this. I turned right and I got release. The nice thing about having these long lines on like this, they get to feel stuff around down her legs. She was kicked at that rope she was feeling on her leg there. So it gives me an opportunity to let the horse experience more things here. And in the experience of more things, she's developing more security, a better outlook on life, and more accepting. Just get stopped right there. Very nice. I'm going to ask her to go to the right. Very nice. Stepping around there pretty nice. So we've got forward motion, we've got left and right, and we've got the ability to stop. Not working perfect, but well enough that I believe she's safe and ready to ride.